The Norco Sight VLT, yep, I like it more than dark chocolate, which makes it pretty freaking good. This is Norco's first attempt in the dual suspension e-mountain bike world, and they have given a cheeky little headbutt to plenty of brands that have been playing in this space for a lot longer. They've raced straight to the front of the pack with this one and left very little room for improvement. Let's jump straight to it. What do we like most about this bike? Well, basically it feels like the Norcos that we know and love. There are plenty of e-mountain bikes out there that feel clumsy, they feel soggy, they make you feel like a passenger. The Norco does not. There are two versions of the Norco Sight VLT. Both of them run a carbon frame, both of them have a Shimano Steps E8000 motor system. This one here is the VLT2, which is the cheaper of the pair, though at 7,999 biscuits, cheap probably isn't the right adjective. Still, once you get this thing onto the trail, its performance and the construction quality mean that that price tag fades from your mind pretty fast. Given its fairly basic component spec, the overall weight of the bike is fairly impressive at just over 22 kilograms, which makes it around 2 kilograms lighter than plenty of the competition, and that makes a very big difference out on the trail. The suspension performance is fantastic too. We found it lively, we found it responsive in a way that so many e-bikes aren't, and we didn't have to make any weird compromises with the setup either. We could just treat it as we would with a conventional bike. Then there's the great geometry too, which is very familiar. It feels just like a Norco range enduro bike. Put those three factors together, the low weight, the great suspension and the geometry, and you have a bike that feels fantastic on the trail. While the motor is provided by Shimano, the battery isn't. The battery is a custom item for the Sight VLT. Housed up inside the down tube, it's not easily removable, so you are going to need to have a power point near where you store your bike. The capacity of the battery is excellent though. At 630 watt hours, it's much bigger than most of the competition. Now for us, having good battery life and good range on an e-bike is super important. We like to take an e-bike exploring. It's a big part of why we ride these bikes, and so not having to stress about whether or not you've got enough battery life to get you back home is a big deal, and the Norco scores very highly in that regard. There are a few areas where the Norco misses the mark, but thankfully they are all pretty minor. We find the cockpit a little bit messy. We really think that Norco should have spec'd a handlebar that allowed for internal routing of that shifter wire. That would have made things look a lot neater. We also don't really like the SRAM Stoppers. They're pretty basic. The power is okay, but they feel very dead underneath your finger. Pretty wooden. But the big one for us is the absence of a water bottle mount. When you look at this frame design, you'd think there's going to be plenty of room to fit a water bottle inside that main triangle, but Norco haven't provided any bottle mounts. As an experiment, we tried fitting a different set of wheels and tyres to the Norco. It's something we did with our Merida E160 a couple of months back, putting a set of much tougher sidewall tyres on the bike, and it made a huge difference to that bike. With the Norco, which has superior suspension and handling, the different wheels and tyres didn't make such a big difference on the performance of the bike, though we still do prefer having a stiffer sidewall tyre on the Norco overall. We're a little bit sad to see this bike go, to be honest. We've really enjoyed our adventures on it over the last month or so, and we have zero qualms placing this bike in the top echelon of e-mountain bikes. If this is Norco's first attempt, we cannot wait to see where they go from here, and other brands should really be paying attention to what these guys are doing. Great bike overall, we've loved it.